Hanju struggled in fury, using all his strength to break free. Li Qingzi, on the other hand, was desperately clinging to his leg, panting from exhaustion, with the large and chubby black-held chicken strapped to his back. Hanju angrily yelled at them, "Hurry up and run!" But Li Qingzi clung on for dear life. "Listen to yourself. Do you think that even sounds human? I came here to warn you so you could prepare, not so you could pack your bags and run." When Hanju glanced over, he heard the old man mumbling, "And even if we wanted to run, where would we go? We've got so many disciples, even if we fled, they'd just take over our territory and stay there. Yuqing's sect would still be doomed." Hearing that, Hanju fell into silence. He had wanted to say, "Even if Yuqing's sect is destroyed, as long as we live, that's enough," but he had clearly underestimated what the sect meant to these people. Just then, the system popped up with a new notification: "Warning, Yuqing's sect faces annihilation." It offered 2 options with corresponding rewards. After reading through it, Hanju began questioning what he should do. He turned to Li Qingzi. "Earlier, you mentioned it was a secret. Report, they won't arrive that quickly, right?" The old man answered honestly, "They're still cleaning up the mess at Phoenix Leaf Valley. At most, we have 10 days." Hearing that, Hanju suddenly grabbed his shoulders. "Sect Master, tell me, why does Yuqing's sect keep getting targeted? I thought we were supposed to be a powerful sect." Li Qingzi froze under the pressure, but Hanju didn't stop. His next questions hit even harder. "Did you people raise the status of Yuqing's sect to a level it doesn't even deserve?" Li Qingzi finally replied, voice tinged with helplessness. "Yuqing's sect was powerful, that is, because of one person, our sect's founder. He disappeared 500 years ago, and we've had no word from him since. If he were still here, green-clad sacred cult wouldn't dare touch us. 1,000 years ago, he once beat their cult leader so badly that he went into shock and shut himself off from the world." Hearing that, Hanju raised a curious question. "So, all of this is because they want revenge?" Li Qingzi looked a bit embarrassed. "That's not important. My master and I have already used the communication artifact left behind by the founder. As long as he returns, the green-clad sacred cult won't be a threat anymore." Then he suddenly grabbed Hanju's hand with sincerity. "Elder Han, we must grit our teeth and endure this trial. If we get through it, the threat will pass. Then you can go into secluded cultivation in peace." Hanju had no better response than simply agreeing. He then kicked Li Qingzi away slightly and warned, "But just so you know, if I realize we're not winning, I'm running immediately." The old man agreed wholeheartedly. "If we really can't win, I won't let you die with the rest of us either." Hanju was satisfied. "Great, I'll stick around." Then he asked, "By the way, Sect Master, does the sect have any pills suitable for nascent soul cultivation?" Li Qingzi responded awkwardly, "Yuqing's sect doesn't have many alchemists. You'll have to find those yourself." At that, Hanju instantly turned to leave, completely done with the conversation. Leaving Li Qingzi reaching out in vain to stop him, Hanju eventually relented and joked, "Just kidding, I'm going to buy a spirit beast pouch." But in his heart, he thought, "It'll make running away easier later." What followed was a secret planning session between man and chicken. In the inner city of Main Peak, the streets bustled with activity. Somewhere above, Hanju floated in the air. Black-held chicken looked unhappy and listless. Everyone passing by couldn't help but glance at it. A massive chicken stuffed into a sack, with only a small transparent window for its face to peek out. Suddenly, the system gave a notification: innate fate carrier detected. "Would you like to investigate their background?" Hanju froze in surprise. "Another innate fate carrier? Yuqing's sect really is blessed with strange luck." He opened the system panel. The search revealed information about someone named Schwan Qingjuan, her cultivation level, true identity, and several unique traits. Hanju's eyes widened in shock. "She's capable of ascending at the very least. She's a great ascension cultivator." One detail caught his attention. "Wait, her?" He scanned the crowd and spotted a young woman sitting on the edge of a platform near a fence. Schwan Qingjuan. Beside her were 2 men arguing and fighting over her. After yelling at each other, they started a chaotic brawl, fists flying everywhere. Schwan Qingjuan, however, looked completely disinterested, utterly bored. Suddenly, her eyes widened. She sensed something. There's a hidden aura. Her gaze sharply shifted to Han Ju's location behind her. For the first time, she looked intrigued. She slowly ran her fingers across her lips, a faint smile playing there. Looks like I might stick around a little longer. At that moment, the system notified him again. Schwan Qingjian has developed interest in you due to your appearance. Favorability. 1 star, comma. Han Ju was at a loss. What the hell? I'm just trying to avoid getting dragged into a mess. He turned to look at her, confused. I never imagined this ridiculous charm of mine would get me into trouble. Schwan Qingjuan now stared at him with even more focus. Then another system message appeared. Favorability increased. Current rating, 2 stars, comma. That single notification sent both man and chicken into silent panic. At this moment, Schwan Qingjuan was standing in front of a mountain with engraved words. She stared at them for a while. Endure the vast skies and boundless seas. Feeling a deep sense of intrigue, after some careful reflection, she suddenly came to a realization. Those 7 words indeed carried a meaning of their own. Finally, Schwan Qingjuan looked up, curled her lips into a smile, and murmured, I'm even more interested in you now. I like to save the best for last. Let's meet again next time. With that, she waved goodbye. Inside, Han Ju finally felt a wave of relief. She finally left. It was probably thanks to the formation that she couldn't find the entrance. Han Ju then seriously discussed Schwan Qingjuan's true strength with the black-held chicken. But all the chicken cared about was, It's so cramped, can I return this beast's pouch? He hung a calligraphy scroll on the stone wall, hoping she'd forget about him entirely. Time flew by. 7 years passed in a flash. Han Ju had already reached the 8th level of the nascent soul realm, but he was still unsatisfied with his strength. If he couldn't break through to the soul transformation realm before the green-clad sacred cult arrived, he'd be in serious trouble. Suddenly, the system panel popped up with an alert. 2 people were being hunted down, and 2 others had been ambushed. He was surprised. Why had Li Qingzi been attacked by his own sect mates? He had already filtered everyone. None of the nascent soul cultivators in the Yuqing sect should have been spies. Then, a sudden thought struck Han Ju. Wait, I forgot about Quan Wugang. That explains it. He was right. Quan Wugang hadn't dared to challenge the God Slayer Elder and had given up on becoming sect master. But he still hadn't let go of his grudge, so he vented by beating up Li Qingzi. Han Ju was at least relieved that his former masters were unharmed. Just then, a voice called from outside. Fellow Taoist, are you there? May I meet with you for a moment? Han Ju groaned. Schwan Qingjuan, she's back again. Over the past 7 years, she had visited twice but left without breaking in, clearly not harboring ill intent. Still, 3rd time's the charm. If he ignored her again, she might break down his door. After calling out, she quietly waited outside. This time, Han Ju really stepped out to face her directly. But the one who panicked was the black-held chicken. It looked like it was about to cry as it bowed its head and pleaded. Please, I beg you, don't eat my master! Schwan Qingjuan was utterly confused by its behavior. Han Ju kicked the shameless creature aside and politely introduced himself. I am Han Ju. May I ask what business brings fellow Taoist here today? Schwan Qingjuan replied softly. I am Schwan Qingjuan from Jade Bamboo Peak. Years ago, I happened to see you once in the inner sect. Since then, I've never been able to forget you. She added, I apologize for this sudden visit and hope you won't mind. Your handsome appearance is truly unmatched in the world. Hearing this, Han Ju just forced a smile and tried to find an excuse to leave. Schwan Qingjuan quickly took out a command token and blocked his path. Wait, don't rush off just yet. I wish to offer you a treasure. Please don't refuse. Han Ju was curious. What is it? She explained. This is the Heavenly Immortal Mansion token. The Heavenly Immortal Mansion is a sacred land for cultivation in the cultivation world. With this token, you'll be guided into that sacred land. Anyone who leaves from there can at least reach the nascent soul realm. Inwardly, Schwan Qingjuan smirked. Let's see you resist that. Pretty boy, you belong to me. But contrary to her expectations, Han Ju refused without hesitation. Thank you for the kind offer, junior sister, but I don't wish to leave the Yuqing sect. I plan to cultivate here for the rest of my life. Hearing this, Schwan Qingjuan turned away and began rummaging through her belongings. If that's not enough, I still have more. She pulled out a tiny sword. This is the Earth Spirit Sword, capable of easily killing Golden Core experts. But Hanju showed no reaction, frozen in place with a blank expression. She grew a bit uneasy, then she pulled out a pill bottle. Here's a bottle of pills that can help break through the Golden Core realm. Still, Hanju remained unmoved. Next, she took out a book, a body refinement technique manual, plus 3 more secret technique scrolls. She felt it still wasn't enough, and was about to take out more, when she pulled out a red spear. Hanju finally couldn't stand it anymore. Stop, he said. Schwan Qingjuan blinked at him in confusion. Hanju released his concealed cultivation. An intense spiritual aura burst forth. Actually, I've already reached the 8th level of the nascent soul realm. Schwan Qingjuan stood in shock. Level 8 nascent soul could it be? Are you the God Slayer Elder? Hanju didn't deny it and nodded. Please keep this a secret. Just then, the system chimed in. Favorability from Schwan Qingjuan has increased. Current favorability, 4 stars. After a brief moment of surprise, she smiled brightly. I see, then what you need now is quite simple. She took out a jade bottle. Here, this is a first-grade nascent soul pill. It can help you break through to the soul transformation realm. Is 1 bottle enough? I can give you another if needed. Hanju was speechless at her wealth. He couldn't hold back his curiosity any longer. Junior sister, who exactly are you? She didn't answer directly but said, My identity isn't important. What matters is I want to become your Dao companion. Would you be willing? Hanju hesitated for a moment, then he asked slowly. You have so many treasures. Surely your background is extraordinary. Can you help us fight the green-clad sacred cult? Schwan Qingjuan shook her head without hesitation. No, the only thing I care about is you. Hanju sighed, as expected. Recruiting a devil queen isn't easy. With no sense of dignity, he asked. Then if I agree, what's your price? She covered her mouth and giggled, then said, The price is to cultivate together. Grow stronger together, so what do you say? At that moment, the system gave a prompt. Schwan Qingjuan wants to become your Dao companion. Option 1. Refuse. Option 2. Accept. Each option grants a different reward. Hanju stared at it, on the verge of flipping out. This system is doing it on purpose.